My first impressions of starting, I think my first day having qualified as a social worker was sort of quite a nerve-wracking one, despite the fact that I'd done a lot of work with families and within Devon generally before. I think the approach is slightly different when you've qualified as a social worker. There's more expected of you. But likewise, I think people are prepared to listen to you a little bit more sometimes as well. I think the manager was welcoming, everybody in the team, despite all the stresses and strains that people know of in the job, were very welcoming and supportive. And I think it's also about my responsibility as well. I think part of the ASYE course is about recognising that I'm developing myself with support. Nobody's developing me. And I think that means you soon learn, both through the training on any course or whatever, to approach people and ask questions and find out about things. And I think Devon does cultivate teams of workers that are highly resilient, and they sort of have training to encourage that. And certainly in my placement, I think with my manager, we'll do things like we'll have a treats table in the office where people contribute, and they share, and we can have, a Friday lunchtime where sometimes people have fish and chips and sort of eat together. And the purpose of that is because people realise that they need relief from the tensions of work. So having an hour out on a Friday before getting back to an assessment is really important, and the team can collect in a meeting room and talk and share the stresses, blow off a bit of steam and crack on with work. And I think that's important, and I don't think that's necessarily something that would go on everywhere, but it's an attitude and a culture that needs to be supported, really.